Hi guys, this is Julian from Amstermind, and in this video I'd like to talk to you about how to master your thoughts. So in the last video I talked about meditation and what insight, what realization meditation can give you. Namely, the insight and realization that you are not your thoughts. So if you've realized that you are not your thoughts, you are no longer identified with your thoughts. And this is where you get a lot of power, because you're no longer a victim of your thoughts. But you can do a little bit more with this. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because if you want to control your thoughts, you have to have a little bit of a mind shift about your thoughts. You can see your thoughts as offerings. You can see your thoughts as somebody trying to offer you something. So what happens when somebody's trying to offer you something? Somebody's trying to give you a gift, a present of some sorts. You don't have to accept that present, of course, always. You can also reject that present. So with a present, with a gift, with an offering, you can accept it or you can reject it. Well, this is the same principle that you can apply to your thoughts. Your mind is offering you thoughts constantly during the day. And you have either a positive thought or it's a negative thought. It's either a thought that serves you or it's a thought that doesn't serve you. So when it's a thought that doesn't serve you, when it's a negative one, you can reject that thought. You can reject that your mind's trying to give you that negative thought and you're like, no, I'm not having this, I don't want this one, just put it away. And with a positive thought, you can accept that thought. Well, basically, by not doing anything, you're also accepting your thoughts. So you don't constantly have to accept every thought, but you can occasionally. If it's like a really big thought, you can reaffirm to yourself, I accept that thought. But with the negative ones, I highly recommend that you reject those thoughts immediately. So repeat to yourself, when you have a negative thought, I reject that thought. Just repeat it in your head. You don't have to repeat it out loud, although it's even more powerful if you do. But yeah, of course, in your daily life, just repeat it in your head, I reject that thought. And it doesn't mean that those thoughts that you just rejected, that the thought won't return or something. Of course, it will keep coming back, but just every time reject that thought. And eventually, your negative thoughts, they won't try anymore. They won't try so much anymore. Because it's like you keep rejecting those gifts that somebody's trying to give you, and at a certain moment that somebody's like, oh man, it's no use, he doesn't want my gifts. So this way you're actually creating a positive ecosystem of positive thoughts in your mind, in your head. And with this, the quality of your life can change, of course, because everything starts with your thoughts, your personal state, everything. So every time you have negative thoughts, just reject them immediately. And yeah, that way you're actually training yourself, training your brain to only provide you with the positive thoughts. And the quality of your life can really go up, because I've been doing this for about 4 months now, and in my head I really don't have so many negative thoughts anymore because I just reject them immediately. And to address something that people would probably bring up, because rejection sounds a little bit like resisting, right? That's not the case. You're not resisting any thoughts here, because those thoughts are not you. And somebody is just trying to give you something. In this case, your mind is trying to give you this thought. But you're not resisting it, you're just saying, I don't want that, I reject that. So with resistance, of course, it's always if whatever you resist persists, and I really think that is the case. So you can also try to resist thoughts, and I highly recommend that you don't do that. Resisting would mean that you are like complaining in your head that you are having so much negative thoughts, or that you forgot to reject them or whatever. Don't have that negative self-chatter about the thoughts. Just see them as somebody trying to offer you something. Your mind is trying to offer you a thought, and you are like, I'm not having that. You can go away with that thought. I'm having the positive thoughts. So do this exercise every day. Keep trying. Put your sticky notes on whatever on your refrigerator to remind you. And if you keep at this, in a couple of months, I'm sure that you will have really good results. If you have any questions about this technique, put them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer you personally. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you like this video and you want to see more of these kind of videos, subscribe to this channel to see more. See you in the next one. About the biggest realization you can ever have. Yeah, I know this is kind of a bold statement. But yeah, I think it's the biggest realization I ever had, and I think it's the biggest realization you can ever have as a human being in general. So what am I talking about? Well, to tell you this, I first have to